Okay, hopefully this will be the last one we do, depending on if we get all the way to 34. We'll see. Okay, we need to find out where cosine of 2 theta is positive square root of 3 over 2. Now, guys, you cannot touch this angle until you get rid of the cosine. So the way you're going to do that is you need to come in here and think, okay, where is cosine positive? Because that's a positive, this fraction right here is positive, so that's what you're interested in. All students take calculus. So all and calculus, that stands for the C, cosine. Those are your 2 quadrants that we're interested in. Okay, now let's label our picture with our function. So adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is square root of 3, hypotenuse is 2, and once again, you only have to label one of these, and then you can work with your resulting degree measurement. Let's see here, the other side is 1. Opposite the 1 is always and forevermore at 30 degrees. So that means we have a 30-degree reference angle in both quadrants. Well, that means we did the cosine part, but we have 2 theta left. That changes things. Now we need to list both of these answers. We've got 30 degrees in the first quadrant, and in the fourth quadrant we got 360 minus 30, which is 330. But since this is 2 theta, that means we need to go around twice. So whatever that coefficient of theta is, that's how many times you get coterminal angles. So you got to add another circle. Remember, you add another circle by coming in here and saying, okay, plus 360. So this is what we're mentally doing, is we're saying, okay, go around again. 30 degrees plus 360 is 390. Add him to the list. And then we've got to know what is 330 plus 360. So that's going to give me 690. Now, those look like stupid big, but it's going to work out beautifully because, remember, I need to know what theta is. I don't need to know 2 theta. I need to know theta. So this is 2 times theta, so I've got to divide by 2. Guys, that means you take every one of these and you divide by 2. When you do that, 30 divided by 2 is 15. All right, and then 330 divided by 2, let's see what that is. That is 165. Okay, and then 390 divided by 2, 195. And then we've got 690 divided by 2. We have 345. Okay, so we do need all 4 answers. They are in that range, remember, of 0, that interval, let's use that word, 0 to 360. So all of them are beautiful. We just need to make sure we pick the answer option that has all 4 of those. B. Perfect. Okay. Going again, we've got cotangent, and then we have theta over 3 equals 1. Okay, so let's just copy it down so we've got something to work with. Again, I've told y'all before, I don't particularly care for working with reciprocal functions. I would rather turn them into the traditional sine, cosine, tangent. There is not a coefficient over here out front, so we don't have to worry about that. We can go straight to dealing with cotangent. Ew. So the reciprocal of cotangent is tangent. Do not change your angle. Okay? Now, you do have to do the reciprocal of 1. But guys, if you turn 1 upside down, 1 over 1 is still 1, right? So the reciprocal of 1 is 1. So we did do the reciprocal. It may not look like we did, but we did. We did the reciprocal function, keep the same angle, and the reciprocal of 1 is 1. Now the question is, where is tangent equal to a positive 1? So break that down a little bit further. Where is tangent positive? All students take, there's our T for tangent. Now remember, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So that means, and that's 1 over 1, right? So opposite is 1, adjacent is 1. That should ring a bell. This side is square root of 2. That makes this a 45-degree reference angle. So if this is 45 degrees, we can figure out how much that big angle is by adding it to 180. So we've got theta over 3 equals, first quadrant answer is 45. Third quadrant angle is going to be 180 plus 45 is 225. Now, you don't have to do multiple circles here. because this is not an integer coefficient. You're actually dividing your angle. So theta divided by 3, to undo that, to do the inverse, you must come through here and multiply everything by 3, or the reciprocal, okay? So now these reduce, which is your goal, to get theta by itself. So we need to distribute the 3. The 3 needs to be multiplied by these. So 45 times 3 is 135. And then you're going to have 225 times 3. And it's 675. And everything looks great. But you got to remember the initial instructions that you were given was find the angles that work that are in this interval, which means 0 counts, 360 actually doesn't count. Okay, you can do 359.99999 forever, but 360 doesn't count. It's an open circle on your little number line thingy. So of your two answers, 675 got too big. The only answer that you need to answer with is 135. D. Okay? All right, let's keep trucking. Says solve the triangle. Oh boy. Remember, solve the triangle means find all of the angles and find all of the sides. So we need to find angle A. We also need to find side A and side C. Those are the things we're looking for. Hopefully the good old process of elimination will help us out a little bit. They gave us two angles, which means the third should not be hard to find, because remember, all three of your angles should add up to 180. Now, if it helps, by all means, draw yourself a triangle and label them. Now, keep in mind, this is not a right triangle. So you've got angle C, you've got angle B, and you're looking for this one. So this is going to be 180 minus 40.6 minus 101.3. So we have 38.1. So that helps a lot because we know option C is out. They have 36.1 listed, and option B is out because they have 36.1 listed. So now we're down to 2. Now I would take a second and just check some things. Make sure that side A here is different than side A here. That lets you know that once you find side A, you're done. You can make your conclusion. Now, for us to proceed, you got to figure out, are you going to use the law of sines or are you going to use the law of cosines? And it might help to come in here and label what we were given. Side B is 31.33. So we actually have a match. We can do sine of 40.6 over 31.33. And then if you want to do side A, that's not a problem, but you've got to do sine of angle A up top. There you go. Now remember, anytime you have a fraction equals a fraction, you can cross multiply. And it's just a matter of writing it all down and getting ready to type in your calculator. Again, remember your calculator needs to be in degrees. This is multiplied. To undo it, you've got to do the inverse, which is divide. Okay, now I highly advise you to type in the top, 31.33, and then sine of 38.1. Get an answer, please, and then hit divide by sine of 40.6. That'll keep you from making an error with parentheses, okay? Now I got 29.7. That means we've got to conclude it's A because they've got 31 over here. So option A, you don't even have to find little c, okay? So if you can shortcut your problems, by all means do so. Okay, find the missing part of the triangle. Oh, parts. Basically, it's the same instructions as before. We're looking for the sides and such. Okay, now we have A, B, C. Now, angle A is 26 degrees. Little a is 35, and little b is 49. Now, this is going to get interesting because hopefully you guys are remembering why this answer and this answer have multiple options. Do you see we're given one angle that angle is acute. Oh my goodness, you've got to be prepared for the ambiguous case. You could have that because you only have one option for getting started. That match right there. Sine 26 over 35 equals sine of, that's going to be big B's opposite that, right? So big B over 49. If this comes out as an acute angle, we have to do the ambiguous case, or at least test the waters, see if we go somewhere with it. So 49 sine 26 equals 35 sine B. Okay, we're going to divide through by 35. So let's type 49 sine 26, get an answer, divide it by 35. I got 0.2350. Now I am going to keep that in my calculator because I need to do the inverse sign, so I've got to hit my second button, my sign button, and then I'm going to copy and paste. So remember, do your second and negative where you get the ANS, and that way your calculator keeps all its lovely little decimals. So I got 13.6. So big B is 13.6. By all means, that is definitely acute. We have to go with the other option. Okay, which one says that? You know, I don't see one that says exactly that. The closest thing is this one up here. Did I type something incorrectly? Hold up just a second. Let me retype this just to check and make sure I did everything right. I have A is 35, B is 49, A is 26, and I stacked that up and I stacked that up. We cross multiply, we put the 49 with sine 26. Okay, here goes, 49 sine 26 divided by 35, and then I'm going to do, oh, I typed something wrong. So guys, do the same thing I just did. If it doesn't match perfect, you know, go back and find your error. This is 0.6137. That looks like that's going to give us a different answer. So let's see here, second, sine second, answer. Okay, so this is incorrect. Let's remove that. This is going to be 37.9. So 38, let's just do 38. It's still acute. So we still have to deal with the acute issue, which means we could have B prime, and B prime is going to be 180 minus 38, which is 142, okay? So if you think through this, this is the only option that does both of those, because you could go through and you could figure out what angle C is. So 142 plus your original angle A, which was 26, is equal to 168. 180 minus 168, that's 12. So this matches. This is our answer. This is the only one that does ambiguous case and has our original answer and the 180 minus our original answer. Whew, that one's a mess. We're going to have to tag the last 4 in a separate video, so I'll see y'all in the next video.